artist and I'm a painter. I'm also an art psychotherapist and I'm also a PhD student specialising in trauma. In my experience as an artist, but also my experience professionally as an art psychotherapist, what's really evident is that the process of making art is something that kind of reaches places in the brain and in our bodies that words just don't reach. So the image can capture something that's deeply rooted within someone. So part of the healing process of art psychotherapy, using the art, whether that's movement, art making, music or drama, is that it reaches the parts of the brain where the trauma can be stored. So that's a big element as to why the art's particularly healing, and that's why I use it in working with people who have trauma. So in the practice as an art psychotherapist, I've worked with a whole range of different client groups or people with addiction, people who are self-harming because they don't have a way to express themselves in a creative way, young people with trauma, right up to people who are the elderly. And but what I like to specialise or be an expert in is the trauma, working with the trauma that a person is struggling to live with. So an example of that might be a person who has experienced quite a lot of trauma as a child, but they're now living as an adult and they experience the world to be quite a fearful place. So they have a lot of triggers for the trauma and it really affects their lifestyle or the quality of their life. And those are the sorts of people that I work with where the arts can help them to process that trauma. When we're children, we are very much encouraged to be expressive through the arts. We paint in nursery, we draw, we write, we dance, we sing nursery rhymes, we do all of that kind of thing. It's encouraged, it's essential, it's part of the curriculum for the early years. And then all of a sudden we go to school and then the GCSEs kick in and all of those funding cut restrictions are in place and the arts aren't seen to be as important, and all of a sudden it's about maths and English and sciences and all of these other areas of academic learning that are seen to be more prioritised than the creatives. And so that as an obstacle is something that prevents us at the start of our adult life, our independent living, is where the message is that we shouldn't prioritise being creative, we shouldn't prioritise being slow-paced and more mindful. So I think that structure is something that sets us up to be very restricted as far as our mental health and our emotional well-being is concerned as adults in a culture and in a climate where everything is about working, earning, fast pace, lots of pressure, being busy, not having the time to just be and to just create and be who we need to be, and to feel who we are and to be in touch with ourselves. The purpose and the function of being creative, those sort of engagements allow us to stop and think about what's important to us on a soulful level, on a mindful level, on a spiritual level, on an intellectual level. And so in terms of why is it important? So it's important because it allows people to reconnect with themselves in a way that doesn't prescribe to the pressures that we experience in this culture, in the Western world, pressures of this sort of society. So if somebody, for example, has mental health problems or early starts of those kinds of depression signs or anxiety or overwhelming feelings, they will then be prescribed talking therapies. They might have 12 sessions of go in a room and talk about it, which again is about using verbal language, but it's not about being creative necessarily. It might be okay to allocate and identify what the problems are through the verbal communication, but what it doesn't do is express or bring the core root of something forward where the emotions and the thought connect together, and only when that happens can the healing happen. So you can talk about it forever and you can understand it forever and intellectualize it, but it's only when the emotions catch up with the thought, that's when the healing happens. And quite often the art, in fact all of the time I would say, the arts are a facilitator for that to happen, and they bring something back into the lives of adults that are extremely stressed out, and bring the richness back and help people to move forward and catch up with themselves. How could you do that?